I'm sending a box to the Real, so I'm going to show you everything I am sending to them this time around and why. So first off, I'll be sending in this Michael Kors collection dress. It is important that if you're sending in Michael Kors, it's like Michael Kors collection and not just like Michael by Michael Kors. I recently sold a blazer from this brand on the Real for I think like $200-ish. So this is like this just nice summer dress. Some of their solds on the Real for this brand are only around like $150, which isn't great. I think I paid like $40 for this, so we'll see, but I really don't like listing this brand online, so that's why I'm going to send it in. They also are usually pretty like backdated. It takes a while to have things listed, but it is important to send things in for the season. Now I got these thrifted, so this is why I'm sending them in, but they're these Robert Rodriguez leather pants. I wouldn't just send in any kind of like Robert Rodriguez pants, but these are leather, so they're usually going to mark up leather a little bit higher, but some of the sold listings for this like brand and leather pants only like, I don't know, under $100, $60, so they may not do that well, but they actually are like the cargo style, which is another reason why I'm going to send them in, because they're a little bit more on trend, but I don't expect to get too much for those. This next dress is definitely the type of things I try to send in. So it is this brand new with tags. I don't know how to pronounce this brand. Mavic. I don't know. Looks like that. But this retails for, it has on the price on here for $2,400. So I got this, I think, at like a Crossroads in Chicago. So I'm going to go ahead and send this in because it's not something I really want to list. But formal wear type dresses from expensive brands, especially if it's new with tags, do really well. So sending that in. This next one I wasn't sure about, but actually the sold comms on the Real are not awful for this brand. It's Henrik Vizkoff. I was gonna list this, but the comms aren't that great on Poshmark. It is sheer, which again is like on trend. This also works good for like summer and the fall time, so even if it doesn't sell super quickly, it should be like fine. So I'll be sending that in. I got that pretty cheap, so I'm not too worried. This I'm actually sending in for the second time. They declined it the first for some reason, I think condition or something, but just as Jonathan Simkai dress. I've been sending a couple of these dresses into them because they're not selling for me on Poshmark, but I have only been making like $30-$40 off of them. I think I paid like $70 to $90 for this one, so I'm expecting to lose money, but that's okay. Even if I lose money, I like just to send things in and like gather up sales, because the more sales you have on there, the higher status you can reach, and you get like an additional percentages for other things. So you just get a lot of benefits for selling more. So even I'd rather like, I don't know, send it into there and get some extra benefits for selling on the Real versus like not really getting anything from Poshmark or eBay. So this next, they actually declined this. I'm not sure if they're just not taking anymore, but I'm gonna try one more time or two more times. It's a Balmain times H&M collab. So I'm gonna send this in. I feel like this type of stuff does well on there if it gets accepted. They do have this collab listed on there prior, so I don't know if they just decided they don't want to take it anymore. But if I could get that listed on there, I feel like it should sell well, but I did pay like $200 for it, so I might lose a little bit of money. Next is this Dries Van Noten skirt. I was thinking about listing this, but again, it's not exactly the type of like audience I'm trying to attract to my Poshmark or eBay. I mean, eBay, I was thinking about just listing it on eBay, but I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and try for the Real. It's got like the feather, this kind of like unique stuff does really well on the Real. And because like maxi skirts are in as well, I was like, I'll just go ahead and give it a try because I also didn't pay too much for that. I think this next one is another thrifted item. It's not that cute. Could be cute, I guess. I feel like it's not cute, but maybe in today's day they just classified as cute. It's a Fuzi dress. Now, I have sold in this brand before, expecting to get a lot more, and I think I got like $8 for it, so it wasn't that great. I think it was a top or maybe a dress. I think this sells a little bit cuter than the other one I have, but again, this isn't the type of brand I personally like to list, so I was like, I'll just go ahead and send it in. And then lastly, oh wait, I have two more things. This is just an Emilio Pucci top. Again, could probably list this on eBay, but sometimes I do like to try things out with the Real and see how they do. Just like nice little summer top. I do recommend, just if you're not sure about anything, not sure what to send into the Real, just go search for what you have and click there's a filter you do show solds first and just go through some of those solds and see what they have sold for. I'm pretty sure most of the time it will be pretty accurate. If it has sold for like a sale price, it would say like 60% off, like this price. So that is how I decide what I'm going to send in. And lastly, this is actually a consignment item, consigner's piece, but I'm going to send this in and just give her the full amount for it once it sells. It's just a Toomey bag, and I feel like Toomey does pretty well on there. I really don't want to list it. I hate like kind of photographing things like this. So another great thing with bags is that they'll pay out immediately when something sells. So these are all the things I'm going to send in. I personally like to send it in via mail, especially if I have a small enough one, because it goes so much quicker. Maybe about a couple weeks, I'll get an email saying your items are being processed, versus if I send it in person, like at the store here, like the one I've done in Dallas, it's taken like a month to 2 months just to get the items up. And that can be a big delay if you're sending in seasonal items. The other option, if you have someone come to your house and they take the items for you, they're a little bit quicker as well, but I do find that just sending it straight in is the quickest. So unless I have really expensive items, bags, or it's just too much to ship, I'll usually have somebody come out, but I really don't go into store anymore. But you just have to be careful, or it's a benefit to look online to see the kind of deals they're having, because if you sell a certain amount of items like in person or have someone come to your house, then you can get like extra credit, which has been really helpful for me if I am looking to purchase on the RealReal, because when you send it in and ship it in, then you don't get as much, or you just need to send more in order to qualify for that. So just things to think about, and I'll keep you updated on how these things sell.